They say love doesn't care about where you come from. Not the city, not the jungle, not the sky or the soil beneath your feet. But sometimes love's beauty comes with a cruel price. This is the story of a man who came from the city and a girl who belonged to the forest. A love so pure it defied the world, and so tragic it broke it. Aarav was a city man, calm, composed, dressed in clean white shirts and carrying a camera wherever he went. He entered the untouched jungles of Aranya Valley to photograph nature, not knowing nature itself would photograph his soul. For days he walked under towering trees, crossing rivers and chasing golden light. And one afternoon he saw her, Mira. She was unlike anyone he'd ever seen. Barefoot by the river, her dark hair falling over her shoulders, wearing tribal clothes made of leaves and beads. She sang softly as she filled a clay pot with water. In that moment, the world stood still for Aarav. He forgot the camera, forgot the city. He only saw her. The next day and every day after, he returned. Sometimes he just watched from afar. Other times he left small gifts, fruit, colored threads, a piece of bright cloth. At first, Mira hid behind trees, frightened of the stranger with strange tools and a soft smile. But curiosity can't be silenced. One day she whispered his name, Aarav. That one word changed everything. They met beneath an old banyan tree, away from watchful eyes. Aarav taught her small city words, sky, light, love. She laughed at his accent and made him repeat her tribal words in return. They spoke different tongues, yet somehow understood each other completely. Every evening, the forest turned golden around them. Fireflies danced above the river. The world seemed to disappear. Aarav wasn't just taking pictures anymore. He was falling in love with the wildness of her spirit, the innocence in her smile. One night, as the rain began to fall, they sat close beside a fire. Mira asked quietly, "In your city, do people love like this?" He smiled. "In my city, people forget what love means. But here, I remember." That night he realized he didn't want to go back. But the jungle has its own laws. When Mira's tribe found out she was meeting a city man, anger swept through them like a storm. Her father warned her never to see him again. "He does not belong to us," he said. But love doesn't listen to warnings. The next evening, she ran to meet him anyway. Aarav stood waiting under the banyan tree, holding a flower garland he had made from wild blossoms. His clothes were wet from the rain, but his eyes shone with hope. "Mira," he said softly, "I want to stay here. I don't care about the city. I just want you." She shook her head through tears. "They'll never let you stay. They'll never let me go. Then we'll make our own world," he whispered, placing the garland in her hands. For a moment, the world felt perfect. The thunder, the rain, the trembling light between them. And then everything shattered. From the darkness, tribal men appeared, torches blazing. They had followed Mira. Angry voices filled the air. Aarav tried to explain, raising his hands, but they only saw a threat. They shouted, pushed, grabbed him. Mira screamed and fought, begging them to stop. "Aarav, don't hurt him, please." But in the chaos, fate slipped. Aarav stumbled backward near the riverbank, his foot sliding on the wet rocks. One sharp fall, and then silence. Mira froze. The world around her vanished. She crawled through the mud, rain mixing with her tears. Aarav lay still, his hands still clutching the broken flower garland. She lifted his head into her lap. "Aarav, wake up, please. You said you wouldn't leave me." But love had already taken its last breath. The men stood behind her, their anger fading into guilt. Even her father's voice trembled. "Mira, he's gone. Come home," she didn't answer. She only cried, her body shaking as she held him tighter. The rain washed over them, turning the ground to gold and red. Hours passed. The storm quieted, but she wouldn't let go. When the tribe tried to pull her away, she screamed and fought, clutching his shirt. Her voice echoed through the valley, louder than thunder. By dawn, she was silent. Her tears had dried into something deeper, a silence no one could touch.